Mia Bolte coming to you from one of my gardens, and I want to say something to you while we're here together about listening. Here in Minneapolis and across the world, as we're working with issues of social justice, we're really, as white people particularly, being called on to listen, and obviously to listen differently, more fully and effectively than we have in the past. So a while ago, I started posting communication tips here and asked people what makes a good listener. And you had a bunch of really great responses, some of which I'll highlight going forward. But in light of the circumstances, it's so critical that we are listening. And I wanted to begin this series about listening by thinking about listening with you in terms of body. So there's a Buddhist teaching rubric that says you think in terms of body, speech, and mind. And the body component of that is, what are you doing with your physical presence to demonstrate listening? How are you holding yourself? How are you doing it with the physical form that you have? So for listening, what are you going to do with your body in order to let somebody know that you're listening to them? And I would suggest the following things: that you are sitting facing them, that there's some sort of directness. If it's appropriate culturally, that you're making eye contact. That's not always the case in all cultures. That's a very Western-centric value that we make eye contact, but if it is valued, that you're making eye contact. And then that you're just remaining open. So my posture's doing that now, rather than this or that, right? Physically. So these are ways that you can physically demonstrate through your body that I'm here and I'm willing to listen. You can also do things like nod, stay neutral, or encouraging in how you're listening. But you want to think about if you're scowling, or I know I once at one point got videoed while I was being interviewed, and I had this way of tipping my head up that I think read as arrogant. And so to really think about how you're holding your body so that you can invite somebody to speak and continue to speak. So these are some things that you could consider in terms of how to listen in consideration of body. And I will make another live video at some point about the speech and the mind components of listening. And I invite you to listen well to somebody today. After COVID and the uprisings, it's so clear that what each of us is yearning for in some ways is to be listened to. So from my heart to yours, I send really good wishes. And if you want to add anything about how you listen and you use your body to communicate that, please comment. I'd love to hear and to learn together. I am listening to you, is what I'm telling you. Okay, take care. Lots of love from Minneapolis.